So we know that promiscuity, hypersexuality stems from childhood trauma. And because I had childhood trauma of my own, it's easy for me to understand other women who have experienced it. So I decided to write a book about it. I decided to talk about how I dealt with my own. When I was younger, I was like promiscuous because I was looking for love outside of where I should have been looking at it. I feel like if I had a positive male role model in my life, I probably would have went in a different direction. Yes, I had a male role model, and one of them was the person that violated me. And then the other ones that were in my life, they wasn't necessarily the best type of men like to follow behind, you know what I mean? Like I couldn't use their blueprint to try to choose men. I think one of the most influential men I've had in my life has actually been my daughter's father. He taught me a lot about how to be a good person. He met me while I was like 16 or 17. So he kind of from then on taught me how to be a better woman. And then when I got into my 20s, after our relationship was over, I still was in the streets kind of like looking for a man to love me. Since I wasn't getting the love, support, guidance, and attention that I needed from my own family, I went looking for a husband. Like my biggest thing was, let me go out there and get me a husband. When my relationships weren't working out, I would go to my mom and I would be like, so what do I need to do in order to become a good wife, a good girlfriend, whatever? And her answer would always be like, I don't know, you know what I mean? So it was just like, where do I go? I was just sitting there confused, like, what kind of woman do I need to be in order to be a good wife for someone else? I turned to God, I turned to counseling, I turned to all types of things. So my ebook, Tell Me Where It Hurts, comes from my perspective, my thoughts when I was being promiscuous or when I was out here like looking for love. What was I thinking? What was I feeling? And I talk about the things that I wish someone would have said to me as far as a life coach or a therapist or a counselor. And I write those things down because usually when we hear life coaches and therapists and counselors talk to us about experiences that they've never experienced, it's kind of difficult to take their advice. Even though they're like a licensed professional, it's like, how can you understand what I've been through if it's never happened to you? You have a textbook response or textbook advice to what I'm experiencing. And so with my book, Tell Me Where It Hurts, I just basically spoke about what I wanted to hear as the person who was experiencing what I was experiencing.